Right, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me. In this one, I just thought I'd go over how I rejuvenate my beds here in the polytunnel. The tomatoes, you can see here, they're pretty much finished now. And I've been working my way down, doing one bed at a time. And this is just what I do. And it's stood me in good stead. The crops have always been good in here. And last year I put in green manure in these beds, but this year I was a little bit more organized, and as you can see up that way I've got some cauliflower and some cabbage that I've put in. For me, it's sort of four basic steps. I clear the bed, I then broad fork the bed to go down deep and just break up any pan there may be in the bottom. Probably isn't, but it's just what I like to do. Then the biggest thing I think in here is rehydrating it and getting the soil wet again. Although, you know, with tomatoes I water with a deep watering tube, and this year I put a wool mulch over the top of the soil, which has helped keep the moisture in a bit. It's been a really hot summer, and obviously this soil is going to be dried out. Then, so I've cleared, broad forked, hydrated. Normally I'd do that over a few days to really get a lot of water on this, but we'll just do this quick today, just so you can see what I do. And then I just top up with compost, and I get my compost bulk from the local green waste company. I know a lot of people don't like that, but the company I use down here in Cornwall, they supply the Eden Project, they supply the Lost Gardens of Halligan, and they know a lot more about growing than me, and I've always found it very good, and no issues at all with municipal compost. But that's up to you whether you trust it or not. Right, so I'll clear this lot, and I'll show you the next bit. Okay, so that's that lot cleared, and if you're interested in the wool mulch, there is a playlist on my channel about it, and also Terry King is using it, and he's got some great videos on it as well. So next, what I'm going to do probably isn't any need, but I've got it, and that is to broad fork it. We're not turning the ground, we're literally going in and just loosening it a bit. And I got this fork mainly because a lot of my ground here is really heavy, and it's a new garden. It's only the second year it's been running, and I've had to break up and try and incorporate a lot of organic matter into the soil below. So that's why I've got it. It's by Teradix, if you're interested. Tines are about 10 inches long, and as you can see, this direction they're not too thick, but in this direction they're quite thick, going to a point, so they're pretty much unbreakable. All right, even for me. That one, he's a little bit bent where I hit onto a stone, but in that direction, which is the way a lot of forks generally bend if you're trying to dig heavy ground, yeah, you ain't shifting that. And what I tend to do there again to stop the compaction is I work from either end of the bed to the middle, then step onto the path and just work the middle. And I do it in two directions. I go up the bed and then across the bed. All right, so I'll just do that. I'll be out of focus, but you can out of shot, but you can see the fork. So dead simple. Whoop, hanging basket. Straight down, and that's a good 10 inches. And just right down and just do that. And like I said, on my heavy ground here, in the second year, each time I do this, it just gets a little bit easier. So that's all I'm doing. That way, turn around, do the top half. Right down. I'm going straight down to get that 10 inches. Then step off. This isn't very entertaining, is it? But it's just what I do. Then I go the opposite way. Anybody else broad fork? Yeah, let me know. I've found it has helped tremendously with this heavy, well, not particularly in here, but out on the rest of the garden, it's helped a lot. Right. Right, that's that, nice and quick. And like I say, even though I had the wool mulch on, which has helped, and down here, what's that, about 4 inches deep, you know, the soil is still quite moist. And also I've got the roll up mesh, not mesh, but the actual side of the tunnel up to 1 meter has got this roll up plastic vent, and behind that is wind netting. So for most of the summer that was rolled up, so we did get some weather and some water come in. So this side of the bed is actually wetter than this side, but I've got to say that wool mulch has definitely helped. So next I'm just going to absolutely drench this in water. All right, so I'll crack on and do that. Right, so I've got 10-litre watering can with a very open rose on the end. I'm absolutely drenching it, and this bed will get 40 to 60 litres of water. Now, you may think that's really soaked it, but in reality, it's only just touched the surface, and below it, it's still quite dry. So what I do between waterings is just give it a bit of a going over, just to open up the surface, and then I'll give it another watering. And normally, like I say, I'll do that over 3 or 4 days to let the water really soak in. So I'll finish doing that and I'll show you the last bit I do. Right then, so that's all hydrated, and I've just chucked a couple of buckets of municipal compost on top. I didn't cover it, which was stupid, and I've got a few weeds in it, but it's nothing to pick out, it really isn't. And I just rake that around, and I keep it a bit proud or above the sides, because this will settle down and drop down. Little weed there. Put that in. Rake it about, and I just go around and get the light tamping down. Don't put the end of your rake through your polytunnel scheme. And there we go, all ready to either put some green manure in like I did last year, or plant directly into. And I've got a few lettuce plants to put in here, because I let one lettuce go away to seed outside, and it's produced, just self-sown, some little lettuce seedlings, so I'm going to give them a go in here. Last year I did try some lettuce in hanging baskets, but they went mildewy, and I'm guessing that's because of the high humidity during the winter. So I'm hoping by putting them in here, and with the ventilation we've got at this side, that'll stop the mold, and they'll do okay. And they were free seeds, so nothing ventured, nothing gained. One thing I have done this year is I got hold of one of these big, I think they're called really useful boxes, and everything that I use for my tomatoes, all my deep watering tubes, the tops for the bamboos, they don't go through the tunnel, and all the wire I use to tie from the bamboo up to the crossbar of the tunnel, I put it all in this box. And I'm thinking, to help me get organised, so next year I'm not going, oh, where the hell did I do that? What did I do? Oh, I've used that string for someone else. So now everything is in this box, and all I've got to do is go to that box, and I've got everything I need to string up me tomatoes next year. But there we go. Hope somebody found it interesting or useful of what I do, and I'd be interested to know what other people do to rejuvenate their beds in their tunnels. I think the biggest thing for me is keeping them hydrated, because like dry soil is dead soil in my eyes. So, and by planting something in here now, obviously I'll be watering them every now and again, so it should keep these beds really well hydrated. I don't tend to put any more feed on them at the moment. I'm hoping that just the compost and the worms coming up will be enough. Right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching and seeing what I'm up to. And yeah, I've got to wash this tunnel because it's in a state, I've got to be honest. And I've just got hold of two different products I'm going to try. So if you want to see how I wash the tunnel, clean the tunnel, that'll be coming up in a few weeks. All right, right. I best get on and plant some garlic. Everybody else is. Thanks for watching. Cheers and gone.